Hey there, lovely people. Van Daven here, and I've been waiting for this for quite a while now, and it's finally here. This is it. Inside this package, we have a small yellow box. It's the UAD Lion. It finally arrived, and you can easily tell by the look on my face and the fact that I received it now after pre-ordering it at Thomann, that I'm not an influencer. Just not. And I'm not an influencer. Not. Well, let's unpack it. Let's see. And it tells me, it says that heavy is the crown, still a lion roars, and the earth trembles. That's cool. Just give me the pedal. Here we go. And I guess I'll have to try it out first. Oh, very nice. Look at this. I totally dig the design that they're doing at UAFX. And, well, I guess the first thing that I have to do now is to update it, to connect it, and let's hear it alone, and then I'm going to put it on the pedal board. So the first thing I need to do is to set up the pedal and to register it. Register UAFX Lion. Yes, I want to register it. And now, of course, it's calling for an update. So I'm going to go to update. So the Lion has been connected, and it's just simply wonderful. Listen to that. That's just coming directly out of the Lion. That's just the Lion alone, and that's how great it sounds. And listen to how well it reacts to the playing. Did you hear the dynamics? It's all there. It's just lovely. It seems that all of the dynamics I was always looking for in digital modeling are finally there. I played a bit with the knobs. So this is now just the amp without any additional boost. And now we're going to boost it. This is what you would really expect from an amp. And I've got my experience with the Plexi, because let me tell you, back in the 90s, I was living in Vienna, I was studying music, I was playing a lot, I was playing in different bands, and one of the bands was Murdoch, which is the band I'm still playing in. And back then, we went to this, I don't remember the name, but we went to this rehearsal space, and they had Plexi amps there. So you would have to bring your own rig, and what they would provide is a 4x12 and a Plexi on top. Most probably because back in that time, like all the rack stuff was pretty big, all the other amps were pretty big, so they probably went like, let's recycle that amp and give the people something to play over, right? And this thing, amazing. Just sounds like it. You get the the sound is there. It's amazing. I know. I'm now turning the knobs a bit in regards to the drive, and as far as I know, different portions of the potentiometer circle have different drive units. So this one seems to be a bit of a mid boost, treble boost. And if I go beyond that, I'm somewhere else. I have to read it up, but so far. So I'm on my PRS McCarthy now. Okay, this one sounds completely different. That's good. This is so fun because I know the worse the modeling gets, I repeat it, the worse the modeling gets, the less you hear a difference between different pickups, different guitars, and well, at least I hear less of a difference. And this is more like a vintage recreation, right? And you hear it. Amazing. I'm pretty sold this is going on the pedalboard right now. So, there's always some dust on my pedalboard. I don't know why. Yeah, so now we're on the small pedalboard, on my analog pedalboard, and the signal flow is basically the same. Polytune goes into drop, goes into the MXR, goes into the compressor here, then goes into the Tumnus, goes into the Soldano that I put there now, then it goes into the Lion, and the Lion is basically replacing the Tonex now, and from the Lion it goes into the Delverb, from the Delverb into Lele P-split, and that one passes a balance signal on to the recording now or to the front of house in a gig situation. So I've chosen to use the Lion in a rather clean mode. And I've opted for the Soldano preamp in pedalboard form as like overdrive lead preamp. Let's listen to how that sounds. Pretty impressive. Of course, there's more delay. And as the Lion is relatively clean, I can use the built-in boost function as a solo lead boost. Just a few dBs and a bit of a different sound, but I kind of like that. Of course, we have all the controls here. So I can give a bit more mids, and I can, of course, also edit signal on the Lion. Just as a clarification, if I switch the Lion to alt mode, the treble knob becomes the boost knob. And that's like a clean boost at first, and then it goes into an EQ'd boost. And I'll switch the Soldano off so we have a clean signal. normally people would use that to boost the already overdriven, distorting sound of the Marshall even more. But I thought, if I'm gonna use the clean sound and the Soldano for the overdrive, or as a overdrive preamp, whatever you want to call it, the boost would work perfectly as a bit of a volume changer. And of course, it also works perfectly together. It's actually a bit much, right? It also works perfectly together with the Wampler Ego. Very nice. I'm just going back to my preset now. I think that's loud enough. Yeah, so that's basically it. I want some overdrive. Here we go. I want that a bit louder. And here we go. And back to the cleans. And I think it's a really crazy good rhythm sound. Let's switch all of that off now. And let's take a look at a different face of the UAD Lion, which is like the original, I dare say, Marshall face. But it's gonna take a while because I have to hop into the app. It's kind of like once you store something as a preset, it'll always be available in the unit. As you can see, we have that power amp setting, which is the preset that we're using at the moment. And I've set the foot switches up in a way that the left foot switch takes care of switching the boost on and off, and the right foot switch shouldn't be touched because it switches between live mode and preset mode. Unfortunately, there's only one preset recallable, but with the app you can recall multiple presets at the moment. There's still the power amp on. Now I switch to the Wampler Tumbler. And as you can hear, this one is already a bit more aggressive, and with the Tumnus you get what you ask for. It's a Wampler Tumbler. It's a full-on Marshall with an overdrive pedal. Of course, when we boost that one, we really boost. Not bad at all. Of course, that's a bit too much boost for me. Interesting thing about the boost is that until something like 10 o'clock, it's just a clean boost, and then it becomes an EQ boost or something like that. An EQ is added, if I understood the manual right. So what I want to do now is to take a closer look at our Lion and how to work with it. So I switched from the preset mode to the live mode, and now everything we set here is just command. I kind of like that sound. Maybe I'll just add a little bit more output volume on the Tumnus. And well, if I switch to alt mode, then most of the buttons get a second function. So now, for example, middle control is present. And I kind of like that, how'd you call it, like dry signal. So let's go back and dial a bit on the mids. That's actually something I like. So let's turn on the delay and check the whole thing for solo. I'm gonna hit boost now. I go into alt mode, and now this one, the treble, becomes the boost knob. It's actually already quite a nice boost, right? And you can actually hear that from about 10 o'clock, this EQ also hits. So in this mode, so kind of like that, boost is off. And the more we turn it to the right, the more we get into a boost mode. And I think that the one I had was just really good for solo. So the last thing that I want to do is to store this whole thing. And that means I have to press down that button and just wait a couple of seconds. And once we've saved it, it shows up as Lion number 6. And now let's say we want to rename it. It's very easy. We just press on the 3-dot menu on the right side, and then we can type in a new name. And you can also like save a copy, you can put it as favorite, you can do all the things, and you can also easily recall all of the other presets. So that was it. That was my first day with the UAFX, Universal Audio Lion 68. And what's the verdict? I think it's clear. This is the best modular amp, digital amp model, whatever you want to call it, I have ever heard in my life. And I totally like the direction that Universal Audio is going, that they're like, okay, we're gonna do one family of amps, like in this case a Plexi family, so you have the super bass, the super lead, and Brown sound modified one, just to get that Van Halen heritage in. And well, we're gonna do that one perfect, or as perfect as possible, and we're not gonna throw in like 50, 60, 70, 80, 30 different amps and based them on component modeling. I mean, this is one of the first UAD digital amps that actually appeals to me, because I play a lot of hard rock, I play a lot of heavy metal, so I need the 4x12s and I need that Marshall sound. And well, I'm going to use it in the future. I'm really looking forward to using it in the next rehearsal, and I'm looking forward to trying it out with different stomp boxes, because it's also a cool thing that it, on the one hand, can be your Plexi copy at home, but it can also be a boost power amp, a superb speaker simulating box on your pedal board. And also the physical modeling that they're using for the cabs is something different than you get from IRs. I remember like when I plugged it in, I liked all of the cabs. And it's going from 4x12s also to 1x12 and a 2x12. So it's a very good selection. And when I tried it out first time, directly on the studio monitors, the speakers, I didn't have the feeling that I dislike any of them. So it's a bit of a different situation in comparison to IRs, where you purchase like 100 or 200 different IRs and you just pick like 2 or 3 because all the others sound like ass. So yeah, it's a superb product. What else can I say? If you got any questions, then just put them down in the comments. And well, what's left to say? Don't forget to have the best day ever. Bye.